Hi, it's Dan again from GrowWorks TV. Welcome. Today we're in the north coast of New South Wales, beautiful beach line in Woy Woy. And today I'm joined by Matt Downey, who's the CEO of BlueWave Living. Welcome, Matt.
Thanks, Dan.
So, Matt, it's really great to be here and thanks for joining. We're going to just talk a little bit about BlueWave and tell me about who you are and...
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, BlueWave is a community-owned and run organisation. We're an independent organisation, so we're not affiliated with any of the larger groups, but we are quite a reasonable sized organisation, currently caring for approximately 140 elders and growing to around 160 in the not too distant future with building works actively underway. We started off back in the 80s, a group of very passionate, community-minded people whom were looking to respond to the community needs to provide aged care. Back then, more referred to as nursing homes, etc. And started off officially opened in 1989 with a 40-bed nursing home, and has continued to grow over the years from there to our current size.
Wow.
And continuing to grow further over the coming years.
So tell us a little bit about Woy Woy.
Woy Woy is part of the peninsula, an area that is relatively flat, but surrounded by bush and mountains or beaches and waterways. So it's just a lovely place to live and enjoy life, and very close proximity to Sydney. You jump on the trains, major train run, an hour you're in central, in the middle of Sydney.
Certainly is beautiful. I've been up here many times. It's a favourite spot of mine, and I look forward to seeing all of you who come here to Australia. You'll enjoy living and working and building a life here in Woy Woy. So, Matt, what do you think are the biggest challenges for the region, in particular in relation to aged care?
Aged care has a number of challenges. Certainly workforce challenges is predominant throughout the whole industry in this country. Has been for quite a few years, but wasn't helped with COVID and the impact that had, and closing our doors to immigration, etc. But just in terms of our ageing population and not enough younger people in our country, unfortunately, to fill all those spots as people retire and as people then move on from retirement through to perhaps needing aged care support, we certainly need to continue to grow as an industry and also locally. The wonderful environment we live in, which we've touched on, is often an attraction for people perhaps from Sydney. Once they do finish their careers, they look to downsize and they look to buy somewhere locally here by the beach, etc. Still very close commute to Sydney, and so we do certainly have an aging or an aged population base here on the peninsula, which may require aged care services at some point.
So what makes BlueWave Living special?
The fact that we are independent, and I believe that makes us more responsive and more innovative. But we've also held on to and are well renowned for a very high standard of care. Clinical care is extremely important, and having that clinical expertise to provide that care is very important. But the point of difference with BlueWave is also our activities program, and when people come into care, you have to have that clinical expertise and that focus on good or excellent clinical care, but you've also got to have the support to look after people's mental well-being as well, and something we focus very strongly on as a wide range of activities in-house and externally for the elders that live here.
And what made you, you talked about workforce challenges, which is endemic across the world, in fact, what we're seeing. What made you choose international recruitment? How did you find out about the GrowWorks program?
It was an invitation for an information session, and I guess it just sort of grew from there in terms of becoming interested, and it sounded like an opportunity to bring qualified workers here. It is very important to us that anyone that we do bring on does actually have the qualifications we're looking for, as well as the right persona in terms of having the right care, empathy and patience to work with our elders.
Great. And so what advice would you give to the incoming care workers and nurses that are coming into facility?
Look, I guess just look forward to enjoying a very warm and caring environment. Perhaps be a little bit prepared when coming across at this time of year. It is quite cool, but then looking forward to the summer months as well and enjoying everything that the local area has to offer here. It's a very beautiful spot. You've got options at bush, you've got options to enjoy the city life, you've got options to enjoy the beach and everything in between. So, yeah.
Great. And what advice would you give any providers who are looking into the program and looking at international recruitment as one of the possible solutions?
Look, it's certainly something that is worth exploring and something that the industry as a whole could benefit from. So, yeah.
Great. Thanks, Matt, and thanks everybody, and until next time. Join the movement.